On this edition of Collier Highlights, Collier Area Transit celebrates a birthday. Major intersection improvement is completed. The Tiger Tail Beach Observation Tower opens. And DAS has a dramatic adoption increase. These stories and more next on Collier Highlights. The Growth Management Department has begun the process of restudying 4 of the county's major master plans. Chris Van Lingen and Anita Jenkins are spearheading the effort. We sat down with them to talk about what is going into the project and just how important public input is to the process. The best place to start was to define a master plan.
Well, a master plan is something that we talk about as being a component of our growth management plan. All communities in Florida are required to have growth management plans, and they basically look toward the future, and I mean the long-range future of a community, sort of balancing land use planning with community needs, and it goes out several years into the future. So these plans are really forward-looking, and these are areas that really needed to be looked at because they haven't been studied in over 10 years.
These plans have had a chance to kind of get going a little bit, and so we want to see, is that vision really coming to realization? Are we realizing what we intended, what the board intended with their policies? Is it working? And so we can tweak it now. We can say, yeah, that's working really well. Well, maybe we can make some improvements in this area. So that's what the restudies are. These plans are always organic, and sometimes you hit it right on the head, get it right, and sometimes you go, I think we can improve on that to make it really work just a little bit better.
Before master plans, and really we're looking at moving, they're overlapping master plans. So that's to say the restudies will overlap each other, staggered by a period of about 6 months, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, depending on how things go. And they're basically moving from west to east. So we're starting with the Rural Fringe Mixed Use District, going on to the Golden Gate Area Master Plan, which, by the way, includes not only Golden Gate Estates, but also Golden Gate City. From there, we'll be looking at the Rural Land Stewardship Area, and then finally the Immokalee Area Master Plan. All of these master plans are interconnected in some ways. There are common elements, and so the commissioners felt very strongly that they should be looked at not only in succession, but in an overlapping way, and with some oversight to make sure that there's consistency among the various elements within those plans.
Well, they differ in really when you get to the community visioning. What does that community, what's important to them? The things that are important to those residents of Golden Gate City might be a little bit different than those things that are important to those that live out in the rural area, in the Rural Land Stewardship Area or the Rural Fringe. So that's how they differ just a little bit, is we really want to establish the vision of the folks that live in these areas.
We start with the highest layer, which would be the Growth Management Oversight Committee. That Oversight Committee first convened in December of 2015. And the Oversight Committee is in charge with making sure that we have a very robust public involvement plan. And so they've reviewed our initial plans for our very first study, which is the Rural Fringe. And we put in front of them a series of meetings that we wanted to have, some ideas for website involvement. And we'd like to talk a little bit more about that. But that involvement is multifaceted for certain, and we want to make sure that individuals can have a selection between attending meetings, reaching us online, making an appointment, coming and talk to us in person. However they want to reach us is fine by us. We just want to make sure we get the community input.
So you go to the comprehensive planning, and each one of these study areas will have its own link and own page. So if you live in the rural fringe and you know about that study, you want to have some input on that study, go to that link and it'll give you all types of information. We're putting the public meetings up there. We have some surveys there for you to take, and we'd really like you to participate in those surveys as well. Just a way for you to really write down what's important to you, answer a few questions, things like that.
Our first public meeting was, as we said, the rural fringe oriented, and the next two will be as well. Just to jump ahead a second, in the, I would say, March period, March to April, we'll be getting to receiving lands within the rural fringe. But we started with sending lands. And so we anticipated that sending land owners, many of whom live out of state or out of the area, many of those areas are undeveloped. We weren't sure what kind of participation we would get, and we were very pleased that we had a crowd of about 80 people who showed up to that first meeting. It was an introductory meeting to make sure everyone had a basic idea of how the program works. And we felt it went very well, and we got some good feedback. It isn't a one-way street. We weren't there just to educate. We wanted them to educate us in terms of their experience with the program, their frustrations with the program, and every kind of recommendation they might be able to make.
Sending lands are really those lands that have been identified to have higher natural resource values. So we are incentivizing the landowners in those areas to send their development rights. So you have the right to build a home. You own land in the sending area, you can develop a home on that. But the property has really high natural resource values, so we incentivize you, we give you another option. So rather than building a home on that land, you can send that home to a receiving land, or the right to build that home. And you're compensated for that through what we call a credit. So a developer is going to buy that right from you and build it on a more appropriate area that doesn't have natural resource values like the sending areas do. So the rural land fringe, like the rural land stewardship areas, we have two programs in Collier County that incentivize landowners to protect natural resources for the right to build in a more appropriate area.
Our plan right now is to do one, and we're going to overlap the beginning of the Golden Gate Area Master Plan over the completion of the Rural Fringe Mixed Use District. So, but we do plan on bringing a report to the Board of County Commissioners prior to getting to the public hearing process. So that's maybe you might call that a halfway point. It basically would conclude our public outreach for the first phase. And then if the board decides we need more public output or wants us to go in a different direction, we could do that. But so we plan on bringing a report to the board on the first study, the Rural Fringe, certainly by the end of this calendar year. The study itself will go before the board for review, and it will be, they can accept the plan, they can accept it with certain recommendations that we restudy certain areas that we identified. They may not like all of the staff's recommendations because it's essentially a staff recommended approach. And then at that point, to the extent that they do accept those, we draft amendments to the growth management plan, which is a very specific document that governs all of these areas. Once we draft those changes, it goes back to the board in a series of public hearings, both before the Planning Commission and the Board of County Commissioners, to review in what's called a transmittal hearing, goes to the state for their review, and then finally an adoption hearing. So all of that takes a bit of time, and it's one of the reasons why the completion of any one of these programs is probably close to 2 years from start to finish. In 2015, the board decided it was a good time to restudy these plans. It's been 10 years for most of them, and it just made sense to do them in succession. And the idea first was probably mentioned through a group called the Rural Fringe Coalition, which was a private development group and put together a white paper for the board's consideration. And that was certainly one catalyst for them. And I think that they were very well aware that, for example, the Golden Gate Area Master Plan hadn't been updated in 10 years. And there was a reason to do these in succession. So I think the board very wisely thought that this would be the ideal time to move through these plans and make sure that we can improve them to the extent that they can be improved at this time.
If you want more information on the Restudy project, visit colliergov.net. From the home page, select the Government tab and the divisions A through E. Next, you will select the Comprehensive Planning page. Tabs for the 4 restudies are listed there. Of course, you can always call Chris Van Lingen at 252-7268 for more information. On Thursday, January 21st, the Transportation Department held a ribbon cutting for the recently completed intersection improvement project at US 41 and Collier Boulevard, or County Road 951. Commissioners Donna Fiala, Tim Nance, and Penny Taylor were on hand as County Manager Leo Oakes presided over the proceedings. The project began planning 6 years ago and construction started in early 2014 and wrapped up in November of last year. Transportation Engineering Manager Jay Ahmad talked to us about the project.
We had here, before this construction project took place, we had a skew angle, a severe skew angle, and it presented a lot of crashes, a lot of safety issues that we had. The project main goal was to align the intersection better, to provide smoother flow so the traffic is not facing each other. And we've added lanes, particularly southbound. It used to be due left, now it's triple left. We added lanes in the eastbound lanes and westbound lanes in each direction.
For more information on other transportation projects, visit colliergov.net. Collier County Domestic Animal Services had a banner year in 2015 when it comes to the number of adoptions. Increased promotion and awareness were just 2 of the many factors involved in creating the dramatic increase over the previous year. We spoke to DAS Volunteer Coordinator Katie Seibert, who talked to us about the good news.
What's great about it is that we've got a great director who has made a wonderful change in our shelter for promotions. So we've been doing a lot of promotions that we haven't quite done as much in the past. Each month we're featuring specific animals as needed. December we had a lot of kitties that needed to get adopted, so we had our certified pre-owned kitties. This month we've got Meet Your Match program, so we're meeting matches for people for a celebration of Valentine's Day. We're really highlighting the needs of our shelter and reflecting that in the promotions that we do. We've also had a dramatic increase of people coming into our shelter, and I think that's generated by social media and the promotions that we're promoting on social media, and just having our name out there in the community to promote our shelter and promote the animals in our shelter.
If you are interested in adopting a new pet, call Domestic Animal Services at 252-7387 or visit them Monday through Saturday between 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. at 7610 Davis Boulevard. Happy birthday to Kat. Collier Area Transit celebrated 15 years of perfect rides on February 12th. Kat offered free rides on fixed routes and held a special celebration at the Collier Area Transit Operations Transfer Facility. The event included presentations of awards and prizes, giveaways, and so much more. Kat began service in February 2001 with 7 trolley-wrapped buses traveling 5 fixed routes 6 days a week. Within 6 months, ridership reached more than 16,000 passenger boardings. Ridership today is in excess of 1 million passengers, and the system has 19 routes serving most of the urban area. Let's take a look back at Kat's 15-year ride.
Collier Area Transit, or CAT, has been getting people to places they need to go for 15 years. As the county celebrates this milestone, CAT continues to grow and serve the community.
The system began in 2001. Our first year we had less than 100,000 riders and we had 5 fixed routes around the county. Today we have 19 and we have over 1 million riders a year.
Cumulatively, we've actually transported over 15 million passengers over that 15-year time period, so we're pretty proud of that.
With ridership growing and routes expanding, it's hard to believe that CAT hails from a humble beginning. From borrowed spaces to parking lots, CAT has grown leaps and bounds, all while offering Collier County riders exemplary service.
We've also grown in that we've, improved a lot of facilities. We had a small transfer facility at one point at Lorenzo Walker Center, and they were so kind to share that facility with us. But we moved from that to a parking lot for a transfer facility, and now we've got two actual transfer facilities. One, this beautiful one behind me, that transports or transfers over 90,000 people on a regular basis, which is more than our ridership in the first year that we even did our service. And then we've got a secondary transfer facility over at Radio Road, so we've grown quite a bit.
From Immokalee to Marco Island, CAT has helped those living in and visiting Collier County get to work, to the beach, or out for a day of shopping for 15 years, all of which have helped fuel the local economy.
This is a vital mode of transportation for a number of folks in our community who don't have vehicle transportation or limited access to it. And this provides a steady, consistent means of transportation to get them to and from important places in the community.
And for those not able to utilize traditional modes of transportation, CAT offers services for those people as well.
It's helped me because used to be, I had to rely on my parents to take me everywhere, and now I don't. I just call the bus. I just take it everywhere I need to go.
Another part of what CAT does is we provide paratransit service, which is a door-to-door service to our residents and visitors. And that helps people that are unable to use our fixed route system get to where they need to go, whether it's their shopping, whether their doctor's appointments, and some people utilize it for work as well. So we've helped this community find an alternative mode to the single occupancy vehicles.
Not only does CAT help those that rely on the buses for primary transportation, it also helps keep Collier County clean by reducing pollution and traffic.
We estimate that all these routes that we run every day have the effect of reducing vehicle traffic by about 2,300 car trips a day.
CAT has come a long way in the past 15 years, and as we wish it a happy birthday, we know as Collier County grows, CAT will grow with it and continue to exceed the transit needs of residents and visitors. Happy birthday, CAT.
Happy birthday, CAT.
Happy birthday to the perfect ride, because that's what it is. It's been a big asset to our community, and we're looking forward to what CAT can do for us in the years to come.
Happy birthday, CAT.
Awesome.
Happy birthday, CAT. Keep up the good work.
Happy birthday, Cat.
Happy birthday, CAT. Happy birthday, CAT.
Happy birthday, CAT.
15 years, you're still a teenager, so you've grown a lot, and happy birthday to you, CAT.
Happy birthday, CAT. Thank you for the perfect ride.
Oh, happy birthday, CAT. Happy to be here.
Happy birthday, CAT.
Happy birthday, CAT.
Collier County's Solid and Hazardous Waste Management Division has several programs to protect our environment and prolong the lifespan of our landfill. Let's take a look at those programs right now.
We all recognize Collier County as a wonderful place to live, work, and play with its great natural environment. However, this environment, in particular the land and groundwater ecosystems, can be easily harmed by pollution. And that's where the Collier County Solid and Hazardous Waste Management Division plays an invaluable role in our community. The division currently has 4 programs that make a significant contribution to protecting the environment of our county. The Registered Tanks program annually inspects about 250 of the 700 large tanks in the county to locate current leaks, past discharges, and identify potential failures that would allow chemicals or fuel to penetrate our soils and contaminate our groundwater. To lead by example, the county introduced the second program in which all 300 county-owned tanks, no matter what size, are inspected on a triannual basis to ensure that no discharges occur. The third hazardous materials program is the Small Quantity Generator program, which involves inspecting about 2,000 business facilities annually that are currently generating hazardous waste. A major objective of these inspections is to make sure the wastes are securely stored, properly identified, and eventually properly disposed of by a registered hazardous materials disposal transporter. The fourth and perhaps best known program is the Household Hazardous Waste Program, which aims to arrange the collection and proper disposal of all household and some commercial hazardous waste. This has been achieved by educating the population on how to dispose of such waste, and by providing a network of recycling drop-off centers at which to dispose of their waste for free. Just as a reminder, let's list some of the categories of waste that residents can bring in, all for free. Propane tanks, needles and sharps, medications. Other hazardous wastes that are allowed to be disposed of for free are the classic hazardous materials: corrosives, reactives, ignitables, or toxics. These categories include acids, bases, solvents, canned and aerosol oil-based paints, pesticides, fungicides, glues, waxes, and others. Fluorescent and high-density bulbs, wet lead acid marine and vehicle batteries, fire extinguishers, and mercury-containing devices. Liquid wastes include used oil, cooking oil, used diesel, antifreeze, latex and oil-based paints. Collier County has 6 collection locations: a collection center at the landfill and the Immokalee Transfer Station, open Monday through Saturday, and recycling drop-off centers in Naples, Marco Island, Carnstown, and North Naples, open Tuesday through Saturday. A new facility in northeast Collier County near the fairgrounds will be open in late 2016. It's been a pleasure giving you a glimpse of our household hazardous materials collection, storage, and disposal process. For more information, please visit our website or call 239-252-2508. The Collier County Solid and Hazardous Waste Management Division is here to help us all effectively dispose of our household hazardous waste while keeping Collier County environmentally untainted.
On February 23rd through 27th, the Collier County Museum celebrated the 12th annual Marjorie Stoneman Douglas Festival. Marjorie Stoneman Douglas was an author, journalist, and environmental activist. Her best-known work, Everglades, River of Grass, was published in 1947. It drew attention to the fact that water is the key to the Everglades and presented the concept that the Everglades was not simply a swamp to be drained for homes and businesses, but a vital part of the ecosystem of South Florida. Interim manager of the Everglades Museum, Martha Hutchinson, told us about the event.
We are celebrating the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas Festival. Marjorie Stoneman Douglas passed away at the ripe young age of 108 in 1998, and she was a big advocate on saving the Everglades. So what we have done in the last 12 years is we have honored her life, and we educate the public on saving the Everglades. We talk to them about the orchids, the plants, the people, everything that's important about the Everglades and Southwest Florida.
For more information on Collier County Museums, visit colliermuseums.com. Collier County Parks and Recreation has added another way to experience Collier County's amazing wildlife. On February 24th, a ribbon-cutting ceremony was held for the brand new Wildlife Observation Tower located at beautiful Tiger Tail Beach. Commission Chairman Donna Fiala was proud to be there to cut the ribbon.
It's been long coming, and there were some objections in the beginning, but as you can see, we've built it so carefully right into the environment so that it blends in, so that it allows people to see all the benefits of being right here at Tiger Tail Beach and watching the birds and watching them nest. And when they can't go on to Sand Dollar Island, they'll be able to watch the eggs that are laid along the shoreline and watch them as the birds protect them and so forth. This is just a marvelous, marvelous feat, I would say, in the county's bag of wonderful things that they do for the community. And TDC, we appreciate so much their funding sources. So that's a wonderful thing. We've worked together with Marco Island, so it's a cooperative partnership. I'm just so happy that we have this.
Tiger Tail Beach Park offers 32 acres of one of the world's most important habitats for wintering and nesting shorebirds. Tiger Tail Beach is listed in the Great Florida Birding Trail Guide as one of the best all-around birding locations in Southwest Florida. The park is located at 430 Hernando Drive, Marco Island. Well, as April approaches, Collier County continues to get ready for the World Pickleball Championships at East Naples Community Park. Tourism Director Jack Work told Collier Highlights that this inaugural event has attracted national television attention.
Now looks like CBS Sports will be covering our pickleball championships, the first ever World Championship right here. The dates in late April, April 26th through May 1, we will have really a showcase for the sport of pickleball right here and on national TV.
Once again, the dates for the World Pickleball Championships are April 26th through May 1st at East Naples Community Park. And now, with a look at what's going on in the parks for this month of March, it's Sam and Marissa.
Well, thanks again, Troy. Once again, my name is Sam.
And I'm Marissa.
And we're here with What's Up in Parks for the month of March. As you can see, we're over here at Golden Gate Community Park, right off of Santa Barbara Boulevard and Golden Gate Parkway. We got some fun stuff for the month of March, so take a look, see what you like, and we'll get back to you. Golden Gate Community Center will be hosting their Kids Trivia Night on March 4th from 6 to 7:30. Price is $8 per child, and come test out those brains and see what knowledge you guys have. It'll be a fun ride.
And Mockley Community Park is having their community yard sale on Saturday, March 5th from 8 to 12. It's $10 per space, and sell your trash for some extra cash.
Veterans Park will be having their annual garage sale on March 5th from 10:30 to 12 p.m. And the price is $10 per space, so come check it out. One man's trash is another man's treasure. You might find something good.
Sugden Regional Park will be having the Shenanigans on the Lake Special Needs Regatta on Saturday, March 6th, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. It'll be a fun-filled day of sailing and racing for our special needs population. $35 per day.
The Mockley Sports Complex will be having their annual pool party on March 11th and 26th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Come listen to some cool jams and have some fun under the sun while you're getting wet.
Max Haas Community Park is having their community yard sale on March 12th from 8 to 12. It's $10 per space, and once again, sell your trash for some extra cash.
Golden Gate Community Center will be having their Family Easter Festival on March 26th from 11 to 1 p.m. Just as a friendly reminder, guys, this is not an Easter egg drop, it's an Easter festival with bounce houses, food, and fun games. So come check them out. The price is $3 per child.
North Collier Regional Park is having its Spring into Health 5K Run Walk on Saturday, March 26th, starting at 7 a.m. Come join us for some fun and sweat out the junk in your life. It's $10 per participant.
Well, as you guys can see, we got some fun events for the month of March. And once again, my name is Sam.
And I'm Marissa.
And this is What's Up in Parks for the month of March.
Now, if you want to review all or part of any county commission meeting, visit colliergov.net and click on the video archive section. Once in the archive section, select the meeting you want to review. For BCC meetings, you can use the convenient drop-down menu to select and jump to any item you're interested in. For additional information on Collier County government, visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/CollierGov. You can also check out videos about county government services at the Collier Gov YouTube channel. That's all we have time for on this edition of Collier Highlights. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.